Hey Internet, today I figure we'll open up and take a look at the Yugi's Legendary Decks box. And I won't lie, I thought this came out in 2015, apparently 2017. So I was off slightly on that. But I know that this is supposed to be mostly older stuff, so I can look at them and go, oh, I remember this card. This was a good card. Oh, I remember this card. It was still garbage back then. Yeah. Get that out of the way, and da. What the heck? Huh. That's a very odd design choice there with the... Don't know if that's supposed to be scarring or shadows or what. Not sure I like it. So we've got Yugi's... Well, we've got the promo cards, I should say. Wow, that's actually pretty thick for promo cards. Before I look at the actual decks, we'll just take a quick look at these guys. Electromagnetic Turtle. Always a fun one. Dark Renewal. Don't remember this one from back in the day. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. Black Illusion. Keeps your guys around for longer. Oh, yes, these were the... from Duelist Kingdom. The one to get on board the ship. I don't actually remember what... Because I know it was Glory of the King's Hand was the treasure. And then there was... This wasn't the other prize card, was it? I thought the other prize card was blank and it was supposed to be you got whatever your heart's desire was. And then the 3 God cards with the colors on the back being for the cards. Now, when I played, the actual God cards were not a thing. It was these promo ones where it just has the flavor text at the bottom. Clearly, can't use them. They're clearly marked cards. Says at the bottom, cannot be used in a duel. And yet you would have people that would insist on using them in duels. And so you got to the point where it's like, well, I'm just going to wait until I see, the blue back or the red back on top of your deck. And then I'm going to play something that makes you mill a card from your deck. And, no, you're not going to be allowed to play with them just because it's going to sit in your graveyard. I don't even remember how you got these originally. I don't remember if they were from tournament or if they were just general prize support or... might have been one of the games that had them. But I know later on they did actually come out with actual cards, which was nice. And a Yugi token. It can be used as a token. I mean, it's decent if you need a token. So, we have the actual decks. Advertisement for Speed Duel on the back there. Is that actually any good? Like, is that a format worth actually looking into? If you know, or if you have any opinions on the matter, leave them in the comments. And so we've got good old Exodia. It does 4 limbs. Blackluster Soldier. I've always liked the design of him. I mean, he's not that good of a card per se because of the, you need the ritual card, and it's more work just to get basically a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. I never got a hold of him when I was playing before. I always liked him, though. From what I understand, this is part of the Chaos archetype, where you need the light and dark monster. Good old Dark Magician. Dark Magician Girl. if I sound hesitant, that's because this deck is supposed to be Duelist Kingdom. He didn't get Dark Magician Girl until Battle City, so I'm not quite sure what she's in here. Gaia the Fierce Knight, Summon Skull, Curse of Dragon, good old Catapult Turtle. Shooting at flotation rings to bring a castle down on all of your opponent's monsters. Also, once per turn. He didn't used to be once per turn. You used to just shotgun all of your monsters at the opponent. Celtic Guardian, Winged Dragon. Now this is one thing I've always confused me. Guardian of the Fortress #1. I don't think I've ever seen a #2. I'm sure there probably is a #2, but I've just never actually seen it. Feral Imp. A lot of these cards are just, I mean, 4-star monster, 1200 attack, 1500 defense. I know why they're in here. It's because this is his original deck, but man, the old cards were so bad. 1200, 1500. Mystical Elf was good though. Good old early game wall. Same thing with Giant Soldier of Stone. Mammoth Graveyard. Kribo! I don't know why everybody always treated Kribo as though it was garbage in the game. Or in the anime. And yet, so often it's just, okay, I attack you for the win. I discard Kribo. Your attack is negated. And then I draw the top card of my deck and I win. Monster Reborn. The old art. Well, not the old art, but the old censored art. It's not the Ankh like it should be. Swords of Revealing Light. That's always a good stall card. Mystical Box. Or Mystic Box, I should say. Brain Control. It's like Change of Heart, but worse. And yet still incredibly powerful. Monster Recovery. I don't sure remember this one. Target one monster you control that's owned by you. If it's still on the field, shuffle it in your entire hand into the deck. And then draw that many cards. Well, that's not too bad, I guess. Because at least it replaces your entire hand. Spell Shattering Arrow. Destroys many face-up spells. And yeah, so that's a good... it's face-up spells. But still not too bad. Horny the Unicorn. 700 attack and defense is quite a bit. Card that can be equipped to anything and goes back to the top of your deck. Card that can be equipped to one very specific type of monster and gives a much smaller bonus. Why is this in here? Burning Lands. Imagine you could probably do a pretty decent either life gain or burn stall deck with that, actually. Multiply. Decent if you need a bunch of walls, I guess. Detonate. Just blow up everything. I'm honestly wondering what Makyu's original name was supposed to be. Because it's clearly a giant skull cloud. It's used with Summon Skull and Thunder monsters. In the anime, I believe this is what he used against Weevil. Doused his great moth in it and then electrocuted it with the Summon Skull. Good old polymerization. I remember this used to be, wasn't even rare. I think it was ultra rare. And it was so dumb because you would get all, I remember opening packs, it's like you get all these fusion monsters. Only way to reliably get a polymerization was from structure decks that use fusion monsters. Good old Blackluster Ritual. I still don't like the ritual spells that much. I mean, I like the ritual monsters. I just didn't like you had to jump through so many hoops. Oh, Mirror Force. I remember I actually had pulled one of these back in the day. Got the, what was it called? Legendary Collection 1. It was a binder that had the one, I think it was one pack of each of the first 6 sets. And you could look at them and you would realize just how bad the first 6 sets actually were. I shouldn't say the first 6 sets, but the first few sets were really bad. I mean, I think there was one set where the big selling point was, hey, look, we actually have more than 3 spell cards in it. Magical hats. The Eye of Truth. I'm not sure if seeing your opponent's hand is worth 1,000 points every turn. I mean, it requires them to have a spell card in their hand, but still. Targets exactly one monster you control and no other cards for an attack or with a spell attack. I think later on they've done this one, but you target your opponent's stuff. I'm not sure if... I don't remember this card at all, actually. And good old Gaia the Dragon Champion. And, oh, there's that advertisement for Speed Duel again. So that was the Duelist Kingdom. Most of that stuff was from Duelist Kingdom. I'm honestly wondering if the only reason why Dark Magician Girl is in here is to make it so you can actually win more reliably. And Blackluster Soldier, I think it's just to make it actually competitive. Or at least within spitting distance of competitive. But, I mean, other than that, yeah, it's basically what he had in Duelist Kingdom. Back when you could play any monster. Oh, Duel Links, I think I've played that before. It wasn't bad. It's kind of interesting. From what I understand, that's basically what Speed Duel is. So. Come on. There we go. So, first one, this is should be the Battle City one. And we have Valkyrion the Magna Warrior. I actually had him. He was in one of the video games. I want to say one of the old was it World Championship for the Game Boy Advance? One of the World Championship ones. The Red Dark Magician, which is actually one of the big advertising points on the back. Another Dark Magician Girl. I mean, she's ridiculously good. I won't complain. Another Swords of Revealing Light, this time in shiny. And a shiny Mirror Force. You know, I'm not sure of the legality of either of these, but I will not say no to getting having more than one copy of these guys. Good old Buster Blader. Good against dragons, but I mean, if your opponent isn't running dragons, he's only a slightly more powerful Dark Magician. Archfiend of Gilfer. Did you ever question, like, at what point does Yugi look at the stuff he's playing and go, "Are we the baddies?" I mean, Archfiend of Gilfer, Summoned Skull, which was an Archfiend originally. I guess you could say, really, his entire motif was just, you know, hey, look at me, I'm dark and edgy, and meanwhile, I mean, it's Yugi. Oh, the old Jack's Knight, Queen's Knight, King's Knight. So, if you haven't seen the anime, he used these 3 quite a bit, I want to say towards the end of Battle City, and then more into the later arcs. He would use King's Knight and Queen's Knight to get out Jack's Knight and then tribute them for the God monster, or a God card. Performat. It's supposed to be Baphomet. But I guess said with a southern accent. And then Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, which means that most likely, yeah, here we go. Yeah, the Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast. I know he he used these two polymers, these two quite a bit. And then if you have Valkyrion, you have Alpha, Beta, Gamma. Big Shield Gardener wasn't bad. Personally, prefer the Mystic Elf myself, because it's 600 less attack, or less defense, but she can take multiple attacks. Whereas he blocks one, then he stands up and gets punched in the face. Good old Karibo again. Monster Reborn. Dark Magic Curtain. Yeah, I really don't have anything to say about this one, other than, I mean, it's Dark Magic Curtain. I mean, half your life points is a bit hefty, but it's special summoning a card straight from your deck. Really can't complain. 1,000 Knives. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 knives. I know I complained about the other one earlier being way too specific, but this one increases the attack by 700 points. And it gives you 1,000 life when it goes away. It's not nearly as bad as the moon was. Magic Dimension. Diffusion Wave Motion. I don't know why. I keep hearing the name Diffusion Wave Motion, and I keep thinking that it should be something used with the old Gradius or big core monsters, not Dark Magician. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just like Diffusion Wave Motion sounds something like scientific and sci-fi and something that you would expect to see with the Gradius. Not with spellcasters. Double spell. Discard one spell card, target one spell card in your opponent's graveyard. You get to steal your opponent's spell. Must tribute one face-up monster. Oh, okay, yeah, so it just you have to sacrifice a monster. You deal half of its attack to your opponent. Not quite sure if I would... Like, this is one of those things where I'm not sure why it's in this deck. It doesn't really seem built for it. Creature Destruction, Pot of Greed, also known as Wolf Be Forever Banned. Poor Pot of Greed. You're too good for this world. Card Destruction. Now I'm trying to think. I think in the anime, was it that you drew up to 6? Or was it just you drew up to the highest amount of the 2 players? I can never remember. But I know it wasn't just a straight up draws the same numbers as what you discarded. Good old exchange for offering your opponent, hang on, this is supposed to be Battle City. So there is no, he does not have the Red Eyes Black Dragon in here. How am I supposed to offer to my opponent to make them remember who they are? Another monster recovery, polymerization, defusion. When this card is destroyed, you can target one Baphomet or Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts in your graveyard, special summon that target. Target one fusion monster on the field, return that card, get the extra deck, then... Then if all fusion monsters were used for fusion summoner in your graveyard, you can special summon all of them. I guess it's good if you need like 2 extra. It is a quick spell, so I guess you could use it in between. You know, swing with Chimera, defuse him, swing with Gazelle and Baphomet. Multiply. Magical hats. Good old magical cylinder. Shot goes in one side, it comes out the other. Your opponent takes the hit. Spellbinding Circle. He used this quite a bit in... pretty sure he used this quite a bit in Duelist... Or in... Duelist Kingdom. I'm not sure why he doesn't also have it in the Duelist Kingdom deck. Bit silly, that. Light Force Sword. Now, I think in the anime, I think he used the Light Force Sword to target... it was against the first Rare Hunter that used the Exodia cards. Same thing with Chain Destruction. These all seem to be singletons, so I'm not sure if you played them together, you would actually want to use Chain Destruction. Light Force Sword would still be good, though. Soul Rope. Not too bad. I mean, it lets you replace a monster on the field. Or a monster when it dies with one in your hand. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on in this artwork. I mean, so creepy guy behind her. She looks like she's in horror. She's not looking at him. She's looking the exact opposite direction of him. She cannot even see him. So is the creepy guy just lowering his hat so he doesn't have to see what horrifying things she's looking at? Is that what's going on? And then, good old Chimera. And then... So this is supposed to be the Yugi's gadget deck from the end. Very first thing you see is Magician of Black Chaos. Pretty sure you could used him and fit him into the Battle City deck, no problem. And Dark Magician of Chaos. I always wanted one of him, but I never had it. I don't think I ever got a copy of him. Well, now I have one, so now I'm happy. Oh, right, the Silent Magicians. I do remember the silent, or the level monsters from when I used to play. But I don't remember what ones I had. I don't think I ever got, like, the level 6 or level 8s. I think it was, I had, like, a bunch of the level 0s and level 4s. Gold Sarcophagus. I mean, it's not too bad for keeping its spell around that you don't want going away. Gandora, Dragon of Destruction. Once again, this is one of the cards. Do they ever stop and ask themselves, am I the baddie? Silent Magician level 4. Silent Swordsman. Yeah, because I think I had Silent Swordsman level 5. Oh, well, I've got a full playset of Dark Magician Girls now at any rate. Couple Buster Bladers. The Tricky was always an interesting one. I say always interesting even though... Yeah, because it's discard a card from your hand. You can special summon him. He's level 5. I mean, 2,000 attack, but you can special summon him for free. And then Jack, Queen, King. Oh, yes, the gadgets. They can easily fetch themselves. Skill Dark Magician. What's the White Magician? Oh, Buster Blader. Okay. Blockman. Marshmallow. Karibo. And then we have the good old Monster Reborn. Swords. Card of Sanctity. In the anime, I think it was just draw up to 6 cards. This one, I mean, you have to banish your hand and your field, and you get 2 cards out of it. I cannot think of a situation where that would be useful. Dark Magic Attack is always good. Not quite sure how I feel about Magicians Unite, because it sets their attack to 3,000. But your other spellcasters can't attack. But, I mean, Dark Magician Girl... Now, she could hit 29,000 with 3 Dark Magicians. I do like the art on this card. Not sure how, like, because there's only one copy of each in this deck, so I'm not sure how likely it is that you'll actually play it. But it does pull it out of the graveyard, which is good. And then Black Magic Ritual for the Black Magician of Black Chaos. Huh. I have never seen this card before. That's actually a really neat one. Put a number, tribute a tricky you control to put that many to a number of tokens into play equal to your opponent's monsters. That's actually pretty good. Emblem of Dragon Destroyer. Marshmallow Glasses. I mean, it's not bad for locking down an opponent's monster. Mirror Force, Magician Circle. And this is the one I remember from the anime, or from the manga, I should say, where plugs all three in and it stands up and just proceeds to stomp on the Pharaoh. And, oh, Dark Paladin. This is one, it wasn't this artwork, it was a different artwork, but I actually did have a copy of him. Or he was, I think he was on the right-hand side of the card and holding the sword vertically. Always liked the artwork. I mean, it's arguable whether or not he's an actual good card, but I always enjoyed him. So, that was just a quick look at the, well, I say quick, but this video is almost half an hour long. Brief look at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary Box 1. And is it worth picking up if you're playing competitively? I don't know. I can't say with absolute certainty. Probably not. I mean, most of the Duelist Kingdom cards are not good. But Battle City and the Final Showdown decks, I enjoyed them. I think that those would be fun to play with. So I'm looking forward to trying those out. I mean, even if it's just playing against each other, you know, they should still be fun. So thanks for watching. And if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. You've all heard the routine before. All right. Thank you.